Hey guys, welcome to a new section, and hopefully you guys survived all that madness with we use PowerShell Empire. We also use CrackMapExec and Evil-WinRM, but now we are going to start using Metasploit. And why Metasploit? Because Metasploit is basically the ultimate tool, and Metasploit is the thing that I love about Metasploit is that it is open source, so it is free. That's one of the things that I like the most, and a lot of people help with this product. A lot of people help with CrackMapExec and Evil-WinRM, and also even PowerShell Empire, but there's a lot of more money um, into Metasploit. It's a lot more money, a lot more time, a lot of more of the developers involved in Metasploit, and it is more reliable than any other tool, than any pen testing tool out there. And Metasploit is a penetration testing framework. Everybody knows what Metasploit is, right? And it makes our lives simple, right? Unless you're taking the OSCP. If you use Metasploit, you could potentially fail the exam. I think you're only allowed to use it once, but if you use it more than once, you can potentially fail the exam, because it is really good, and it automates a lot of stuff. That's why they don't allow it in the OSCP exam. But if you're taking an exam or anything like that, and they allow you to use Metasploit, it is going to make hacking simple for you. And it is a very essential tool for many hackers and defenders. Defenders can use it to see how the hackers are trying to hack into the system. So with that being said, whenever you deploy Metasploit or open Metasploit, and this Metasploit comes installed by default on Kali and Parrot OS as well, so you don't need to install anything. All you need to do is to run it as root. So as you can see right now, I'm running as root, or if you're not running as root, you can use the sudo, but since I'm running as root, I don't need to do that. And the command to start this is msfconsole. Do not ask me why they haven't just named it Metasploit, but I guess msfconsole stands for Metasploit Framework Console. There we go, Metasploit Framework Console. So let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. And as you can see, there are 2077 exploits. That's just exploits, guys, okay? And then we have 1124 auxiliary, right? Those auxiliaries. And then we have 352 posts, 592 payloads, okay? You see how crazy that is? 45 encoders, 10 NOPs, and 7 evasion. So there is a lot of stuff in here, and like I said, a lot of people, there's a lot of time that they put into Metasploit, a lot of developers, a lot of money, and it is just free for anybody to use, which is unbelievable, right? So whenever you start Metasploit, if you haven't used Metasploit before, welcome to Metasploit. It is going to make your life a lot easier. For Metasploit, if you are first timer, you just want to do the help command and see what you can find. Every time you're going to run anything, just do a help command and see what you're able to do. Here are the developer commands. We're not going to be working with that. Here are the credentials, backend commands. Basically, if you have done some dumping, you can do the creds, and you're going to see all that dumping in there. Here's some database backend. We're not going to use any of that. The resource script command. Yeah, we're not going to be working with that. Job commands, module commands. Here are some module commands over here. We are going to be using a lot of show, search, options, info, somewhat advanced as well, use, okay. And core commands, we have banners, color. You want to change the color, you want to connect to something, if you want to exit, You can just do exit, get, gets the value of a context specific variable. And history, it shows the command history, which is really, really nice. And one of the things that, I really appreciate and I really love is that there's not a lot of crashing. With Empire, I ran into a lot of issues. They don't have that many people working as they have for Metasploit, for PowerShell Empire. But I wish there was a lot more people. I wish I knew it is written in Python 3. I wish I was really good with Python so I could help them with those issues that they're having, because it's a really good tool, but there's just not a lot of resources and a lot of time that they put in, the same like they put in for Metasploit. Okay, so that's the help command. One of the first things that you want to do, let's say like we found, that was I guess it was like 14 hours ago. If you have watched the entire series on my course, like 14 hours ago, we did some nmap scans, and we found that one of the servers was running on a version of Windows 08, and it was also running SMB. So for that, what I want to do is, I want to check if that Windows 8 is if it is exploitable to the EternalBlue. So that's one of the things that I want to do. So from here, if you find something and if you want to search for exploits, all you have to do is search. You can search for Jenkins. There's a bunch of exploits right here for Jenkins. You can see we have scanners. You can see it for Linux. You can see multi-platform scanner exploits in here. So whenever you see auxiliary, this is probably going to be like scanning or gathering credentials. Whenever you see exploits, those are going to try to get a reverse shell for you. All right, so exploits, trying to exploit, get a reverse shell for you. And auxiliary scanners, it's basically getting some more information, basically. Okay, and what else we have? If you want to search for like FTP, if you find like an FTP port, you can see a lot of posts, a lot of exploits, a lot of good stuff in here. Buffer overflow, SQL injection. So that's how you do a search. So now I want to do a search for the MS17. Let's just search for MS17, and MS17 is the CVE for the 17. I believe this one, the MS17 010 is the CVE for the EternalBlue. And since my that server that we found was running on a Windows 08, it also had the SMB port open, I want to see if it is vulnerable to SMB. So the way that you can find that before you start exploiting, right? Because you don't want to just go ahead and start exploiting. If you have the ability to basically see if it's exploitable, just go ahead and do that so you don't waste a lot of time. Because if you find that it's not exploitable, then you don't have to go that way. You want to go another way. So that's why I want to scan to see if it is exploitable. And the one that I'm going to be using is the auxiliary scanner SMB for SMB MS17010. And you can see that it gives you a description over here. It is a MS17010 SMB RC scanner, so remote code execution detection. And whenever you want to use, you did a search, and if you want to use any of those modules, you want to get into those modules, the way that you do it is by either use the number 6 over here, or you want to use the entire path over here. Let's go ahead and show you that you can do it like this. You can see, and now we moved into that module. As you can see over here, it changed. Or you could have done use number 6 as well, and that was going to take you to the same one. So you can either use a number or you can use the entire name over here. Okay, so after we do that, we clear the screen so it can look a little bit bigger or a little bit better. And the other commands that you could use is info, and info will give you basically a lot more information. So it will tell you the name, it will tell you the module, who has the license, a Metasploit framework license, BSD. The rank is normal. They rank it from like average, normal, and like real. I think it goes from great. So it goes like normal, average, and great, right? And the info, it will also show you, just like you remember when we were working with Empire. There's some basic options that you want to fill out, and it will tell you if it is required or not over here. So if it's not required, you don't really need to worry about it. And if it is required and we haven't filled it out, we need to fill it out. And it will also give you a description over here. You want to read that. There are the references over here, and also known as double pulsar or EternalBlue. So another one that you could do is just options instead of info. The options, what it would do, it will only show you the options where you need to fill out, right? Info will give you, a description, it will give you the CVEs and a lot more stuff. But for options, it only shows you what you need to fill out. So what we need to fill out over here is the R port already has been filled out, the R host. So let's go ahead and set the R host. So we need to set the R host, and the R host for that, it was 192.168.1.53, and that's it. We don't need to really fill out the SMB domain, SMB pass, or SMB user. The threats is 1, so that's good. So after this, you can either do a run or execute. Either one of those will do it. So after you do that, let's go ahead and do run. And as you can see over here, it will give you results for the scanner. This host is likely vulnerable to MS17010, and it's a Windows Server 2008 Enterprise 6002 Service Pack 2, and it's an 86 32-bit. This is good to know because since it is an 86 a 32-bit, you need to pick a payload that will be compatible with this server. If you pick a payload that it only works for x64, it is not going to work for the server. So therefore, whenever we do the exploit, we are going to pick a payload that is compatible with it. So this is really good information to know. So this is it for this video, guys. On the next video, we are going to be exploiting the MS17010, so the EternalBlue, on that server that we found a while ago. Thank you guys for watching.